So what's up people, and welcome to another episode of Comics, Animations, and Movies. So in today's RWBY episode, I would like to talk about a few things that I've always found very interesting that would be a head scratcher, that were relatively trivial and didn't affect the story. You know, things that will make you go, say, what the? But are trivial enough that you don't get too upset with the story. So in no particular order, let's start. So as you know, Nora Valkyrie is one of the most powerful students in Vale with a pretty amazing semblance. I mean, taking a quote from Professor Ooblet.
Yes, Miss Valkyrie's semblance lets her produce as well as channel electrical energy straight to her muscles. This allows her to jump explosively into the air, wield her mighty hammer, or in this case, absorb Norland's attacks and send the young man flying.
Yes, so Nora's semblance is darn powerful and darn convenient. And throughout the series, how does she activate her semblance?
What? What the?
That's right, she doesn't. She hopes that luck will activate the semblance for her. Now mind you, this is the world of Remnant, where lightning is conveniently packaged in a container called dust. And so knowing that her semblance requires lightning to trigger it, how many dust crystals does Nora have? 0. Nada. Zilch. Yeah, it's a situation so sad it almost makes you want to cry. Yeah, so please, somebody, RWBY, Weiss, whoever, somebody please give Nora some crystals. And make sure that they're lightning crystals, because I don't want to have her blow herself up using fire crystals, that's for sure.
The innocent never run, Yang.
Hey, you can hide out back in the cargo hold. I'll take you as far as I can, but if we get caught, you're on your own. Understand?
Yeah, so this was most likely deliberately put in by the writers to help with Weiss's character growth. If you recall in volume 16 or chapter 16 of volume 1, where Weiss made that remark about the innocent never running, the title of that chapter was called Black and White. And of course people could associate that with Weiss versus Blake, but you could also think of it as life is not always simply black and white. And since Weiss was strictly raised thinking that everything was black and white, you know, later on she learns that things are oftentimes in the gray area, and she does grow from a character's point of view, because it is Weiss who defends Blake after Yang accuses her of running away later on in volume 5. And it's Weiss that tells Yang that, you know, from Blake's side there are probably things that made her require her to run away, and so the best thing they could do is to welcome her back when she's ready to come back. And so yeah, I think the writers did a really nice job in bringing out Weiss's character growth, and I think it was a good idea for them to put that extra line in chapter 16 of volume 1, knowing that it will come full circle in volume 4. So yeah, good jobs, writers. Yeah, so we all know that this makes no sense, and as much as this is a moment, I don't think anybody really cares. This may be one of the best exemplifications of Monty Oum's The Rule of Cool, because yeah, I mean, as much as any viewer would say, does this make any sense? You know, if Monty or Rooster Teeth comes back and says, does it matter? I'd be the first one to say, no, it probably doesn't, because this is pretty cool. Yeah, in any case, you know, Zwei, yeah, you're seriously OP, dude. You're seriously OP. Yeah, so this is a thought that probably entered a lot of people's heads, considering the fact that Carden's one of the least liked characters in the story, probably less than even Emerald or Mercury. But yeah, I'm not thinking about this in terms of desire, but basically thinking about this in terms of common sense or logic, I would say. Why isn't Carden dead? And from my perspective, the person I would have expected who would have beaten Carden into the grave is not this person, and it's not this person, but basically I would think it would be this person. Yeah, so the very unfortunate moment Carden basically started bullying on Velvet, I would have expected that his time was basically limited and that he was eventually going to become, if not dead, beaten down bitch of Team Coffee. I mean, if Coco didn't destroy Carden herself, I would have expected Fox and Yatsuhashi to play volleyball using Carden's head as a ball, you know? But in any case, yeah, I mean, we all know why that happened is because Velvet was originally supposed to be a small-time player, and because of the popularity that she received from the fandom, that she basically got her team, Team Coffee, and turned out to be one of the strongest teams in Vale for that year. You know, and what's interesting is, of course, Velvet doesn't really even need any other member of Team Coffee to take down Carden. She could basically do it herself. And of course, it is true that Coco told her not to use her equipment, you know, but really she doesn't even need to use any of the weapons that she collected in her camera during the year there. She basically can go up to Carden, take a photograph of his mace, and beat him with his own weapon, you know, and that would be probably an enjoyable thing for a lot of viewers to see. I would think so anyway. So although we understand that why this turned out this way, you know, that it was a circumstance of viewer popularity, it still turns out to be a very interesting sort of moment. So of course we all know that Penny is everybody's favorite synthetic entity that is capable of generating an aura. But the interesting thing is of course, how were they able to do that? Now this is Atlas technology that did this, so the question that comes up is, well, how can you generate aura out of nothing, considering aura is considered to be something equivalent to like the human soul? Now what's interesting is the discussion that happened later on in Volume 3.
We've made significant strides, and we believe we found a way to capture it.
Capture it and cram it into something else.
So if Atlas technology is not to create aura from nothing, but to transfer aura from a living entity into something else, then maybe Penny's aura came from a previously live human being. If that's the case, then not only is it a sort of situation, but it becomes very much a very twisted sort of situation. Now one possibility is that the aura came from the inventor's daughter, and maybe the inventor's daughter was terminally ill, and this was the one way the inventor could think of that could save her daughter. Save his daughter, I should say. And so he went through with this experiment, and sure enough, it was successful. The only problem was that the daughter lost all of her memory during the transfer into Penny's body, and basically it created Penny. I mean, if that's the case, then this is not Pinocchio. This is really Astro Boy as far as the base story that the character is being taken from, since Astro Boy is basically a similar sort of origin. Anyway, that will be interesting to see, but it is kind of a peculiar sort of situation with regards to that. I mean, I like Penny and all, but if they can't create aura, if they had to take it from a person, I would seriously like to find out what they're doing to actually create these synthetic aura beings. Well, that's about it for this video. I may make more of these sorts of videos in the future because there's a lot more of these quirky things going on in the series. But in any case, thank you very much for watching the video. If you have any comments, please post them in the comments section below. If you know of any quirky things, yeah, please tell me. I would like to know. Yeah, I hope you join us in future comics, animations, and movie videos. And until then, happy comic book reading, happy anime watching, and happy movie watching. And as always, Jaya, nice day, everyone.